大家好，现在是美国太平洋时间9月7日的上午9点钟左右，还有1个多小时啊，2022年的苹果新品发布会即将拉开序幕。想必很多的中国果粉们会彻夜不眠，熬夜等待着观看这场发布会的现场直播。时间过得真快呀，一晃从2007年的苹果手机诞生到今天已经过去了整整15年。在这15年里，苹果 iPhone 长到了14岁， iOS 也长到了16岁，而苹果手机的发明人乔布斯也离开我们将近11个年头了。所以在今天的苹果发布会即将开始的日子里，让我不得不想起了乔布斯，想起了他的苹果手机、苹果总部以及苹果产品发布带给我们的所有感觉。
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. Well, today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is.
不知道大家听了乔布斯这一代的演讲有什么感触？1984年，他发明了台式电脑，改变了苹果。2001年，他发明了 iPod， 不仅改变了听音乐的方式，而且改变了整个音乐产业。也就是在当年的2007年，他向人们介绍了第3种革命性的产品，就是 iPhone。这其中有3个革命性的产品：一呢，就是能够触摸控制宽屏的 iPod； 2呢，就是 iPhone； 3呢，就是互联网通信。乔布斯把这3者统统放入到一个手机中，这个手机呢，从此就叫 smartphone， 即智能手机。所以乔布斯是智能手机的 创始人。
No. Actually, here it is, but we're going to leave it there for now. So, before we get into it, let me talk about a category of things. The most advanced phones are called smartphones, so they say. And they typically combine a phone plus some email capability, plus they say it's the internet, sort of the baby internet, into one device, and they all have these plastic little keyboards on them. And the problem is that they're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. So if you kind of make a Business School 101 graph of the smart axis and the easy to use axis, phones, regular cell phones are kind of right there. They're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. But smartphones are definitely a little smarter, but they actually are harder to use. They're really complicated. Just for the basic stuff, people have a hard time figuring out how to use them. Well, we don't want to do either one of these things. What we want to do is make a leapfrog product that is way smarter than any mobile device has ever been and super easy to use. This is what iPhone is. Okay? So, we're going to reinvent the phone. Now, we're going to start with a revolutionary user interface. It is the result of years of research and development, and of course it's an interplay of hardware and software. Now, why do we need a revolutionary user interface? I mean, here's 4 smartphones, right? Motorola Q, the BlackBerry, Palm Treo, Nokia E62, the usual suspects. And what's wrong with their user interfaces? Well, the problem with them is really sort of in the bottom 40 there. It's this stuff right here. They all have these keyboards that are there whether you need them or not to be there. And they all have these control buttons that are fixed in plastic and are the same for every application. Well, every application wants a slightly different user interface, a slightly optimized set of buttons just for it. And what happens if you think of a great idea 6 months from now? You can't run around and add a button to these things. They're already shipped. So what do? It doesn't work because the buttons and the controls can't change. They can't change for each application, and they can't change down the road if you think of another great idea you want to add to this product. Well, how do you solve this? It turns out we have solved it. We solved it in computers 20 years ago. We solved it with a bitmap screen that could display anything we want, put any user interface up, and a pointing device. We solved it with the mouse, right? We solved this problem. So how are we going to take this to a mobile device? Well, what we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen. Now, how are we going to communicate this? We don't want to carry around a mouse, right? So what are we going to do? Oh, a stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus. No. No. Who wants a stylus? You have to get them and put them away and you lose them. Yuck. Nobody wants a stylus. So let's not use a stylus. We're going to use the best pointing device in the world. We're going to use a pointing device that we're all born with. We're born with 10 of them. We're going to use our fingers. We're going to touch this with our fingers. And we have invented a new technology called multi-touch, which is phenomenal. It works like magic. You don't need a stylus. It's far more accurate than any touch display that's ever been shipped. It ignores unintended touches. It's super smart. You can do multi-finger gestures on it. And boy, have we patented it. So
15年过去了，今天再回过头来看当时乔布斯的创想，依然呢像是站在今天谈未来。他改变的不是手机的键盘，而是一个手机的新玩法、新世界。即便是当时的诺基亚没有瞧得起当时的苹果，甚至当时乔布斯也并没有介绍什么 iOS、APP 等功能， 但殊不知，乔布斯设计的苹果手机是可以生长的，是具有平台功能的。所以，我们今天追捧于苹果手机，并不仅仅是为了买一部智能手机，而是与苹果共生存，与 iOS 共生长，与 App 共繁荣，给自己的人生留下记忆，给自己的成长留下痕迹。这才是我们今天希望拥有苹果的价值所在。好吧，关于乔布斯2007年第一代苹果手机的发布会呢，我就先给大家介绍到这里。再过一会儿，我们就能看到今年苹果 iPhone 14的发布会了。让我们比较一下15年来苹果的发布会到底发生了哪些变化，你呢从中受到了哪些启发和感悟呢？留下你的感想。谢谢你的收看。